Another one, which is perhaps a shock, indeed, it was a shock for me, so much so I wrote a piece about who should be released and who should stay, and I didn't include him because I thought it was a no-brainer. Tristan Nydam yesterday. We've heard recently Cook praising Nydam big time. Obviously, been out for a long time with injury, but offers something, a certain grit and character to the team on his cameos since returning. But he was released yesterday, formerly one of the next big things, formerly ahead of people like Flynn Downs in terms of next big thing status. Hutchie, were you surprised that Tristan Nydam has left?
Yeah, beyond surprised. I'm quite disappointed, actually. I think both in terms of his ability as a footballer and the strength that he's shown to come back from that injury, I think he deserves a year to get himself back, even if it's just to prove to other clubs that he can play football again. Ipswich have done it before with players recuperating from knee issues. Obviously, Tristan's was an ankle. They've given players a year just to get themselves back. And for Tristan, I think he deserved that because now he's in a summer where he's a free agent and he's got half an hour of senior football in 2 years for other clubs to go off in terms of signing him, and not an awful lot more in terms of under 23 football as well. I'm quite disappointed actually that he's been allowed to just move on. I hope he gets himself fixed up quickly because he's a good lad and he's a good football player too. But I think I feel like there's maybe a bit more a duty of care that could have gone into Tristan than has done. Hopefully he's fixed up and it's not an issue. But it made me sad to see that had happened.
Yeah, certainly for me it was the biggest surprise. Stewie, you with Hutchie on this with the Nydam decision?
Yeah, big surprise. I'm sure there will be a duty of care in terms of, even though he's been released, he'll be allowed to rehab and use the facilities and all of that until he's fixed up elsewhere. But given how strong Paul Cook's comments have been on Nydam, talking about him having the heart of a lion and the fighting qualities that so much of the rest of the squad lacked, really surprised. You're right. Going back to what you said at the start, at one stage he was kind of in England squads ahead of Flynn Downs. He was seen as kind of ahead of the curve in terms of development with Flynn Downs. I remember him getting into the team at 17, 18 and being put on all corners and free kicks and everything. He had a versatility as well, a left footer, good little player. And we saw that again in that cameo when he came on recently. It wasn't just a sentimental well done for getting back appearance. He was ready when he was back out there, and I'm surprised we didn't see him anymore after that, and I'm surprised he hasn't been given a contract, especially when you look that Idris El Mazouni has been given a contract, a player of a similar age with similar injury problems recently. Arguably they're well stocked with the sort of the number 10 types with Bishop and Dobber and Lancaster and people. Nydam's a little bit different, and yet he's the one that hasn't been given the contract. So same as Andy, really disappointed on that one.
Roscoe, are you going to make it a full house of disappointments on Nydam?
Yeah, of course. I've been a big fan of him for a while as well, and yeah, that was this big shock on that list. I think Idris, or maybe it was between. I know they're different players, Idris and Tristan, but maybe that was another decision where one or the other. They couldn't keep both, and maybe because Idris has played, I know he's been injured, but he's played a few times out on loan at Cambridge and Grimsby, and maybe Tristan with the injury record, maybe Paul Cook just went, I don't know if I can risk keeping him. And yeah, I'm sure Tristan will find a club. I know he's played 30 minutes of football, but I'm sure there'll be a club out there that will, Colchester possibly.
Everyone seems to be going to Colchester.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wonder if this is going to be one that Town live to regret. Tristan Nydam, clearly a very, very talented lad, done incredibly well to battle through a horrible couple of years, really. I mean, obviously getting sent on loan to St Johnstone, that pointless loan, and then suffering the injury and having to battle all the way back from that. I just wonder if this is one that's going to come back to bite Town on the arse, which, of course, you can keep trim with manscaped.com. Boys, I think we all know what the verdict's going to be here, but let's do it for the benefit of the video. Balls on the table time. Tristan Nydam, right or wrong? 3, 2, 1. Roscoe's gone double thumbs down. So, yeah, clearly we're all upset about Nydam.